Okay, good morning everybody and welcome to Derby City Council Cabinet meeting today on Wednesday the 12th of June. We will start with apologies. Most of you probably know Councillor Shiraz Khan unfortunately is a little bit poorly and I still think is in hospital. Definitely was there yesterday. I'm sure we all wish him well for a speedy recovery. Karen, are there any other apologies?
None that I'm aware of.
Any from any of our opposition group leaders?
None that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any late items?
There are none.
Okay, thank you. And do we have any receipts of petitions?
There are none.
Thank you. I'm not aware of any urgent items which call-in doesn't apply to. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you. Cabinet, are there any declarations of interest? None. Thank you. So the minutes of our last meeting, which was held on the 16th of May at item 6, could somebody propose those as a true record? Thank you, Councillor Dinser, seconded by Councillor Peakfield. Okay. So matters referred, we'll deal with them in the usual way. Recommendation from exec scrutiny. In fact, I don't think there are none, so we don't need to deal with them. Well, they're dealt with. Okay, moving on to key decisions then. The first item at item 8, early years sufficiency strategy, the expanded childcare offer. Councillor Whitby.
It is indeed. Thank you, Chair. Yes, this is a report looking to extend the age range of 3 of our nursery schools in line with the expanded childcare offer. And the offer is a phased approach from April of this year through to September 25, at which point all households where all the parents are working will be entitled to 30 hours funded childcare. As long as with the child over 9 months. And the 3 schools concerned here are Central, who are being expanded by 16 places for 2-year-olds and 9 places for under 2s. And Harrington and Whitecross are both getting 16 places for 2-year-olds. There's been a consultation, generally positive responses. The recommendations 2.1 to authorise the publication of a statutory notice that will obviously follow this, hopefully, if we agree, with a further 4-week formal consultation period on the proposal to change the age ranges and sizes of the nursery schools outlined in para 1.2. And then 2.2, subject to recommendations 2.1 to delegate authority to determine the proposals to change the age ranges of the 3 council-maintained nursery schools to the Strategic Director for People Services in consultation with the Cabinet Member and Section 151 Officer. And if no objections received, we'll go ahead. Obviously, if objections are received, we can bring a further report to Cabinet. Hope that's okay, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Whitby. Any other comments on that item, anybody? Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Chair. I do welcome this initiative. I think the council's nurseries have always been very, very valuable in this city, often helping particularly those people who do need support for the under-5s. So often it's been not just a nursery education, which is usually excellent for the children, but there's often broader family support, either informally or formally. And having used one myself, I know how valuable they are. 2 of these nursery schools are in my own ward. They are highly valued by parents, and I know they've had 1 or 2 issues in recent years, but I think this initiative will really help them and secure their future as really, really valuable places for children and their learning and their development in our city. So I think it's a very welcome development. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Martin. Okay. Anything to add, anybody? No, okay. So on item 8, Cabinet, can I have a show of hands, please, for everybody approving recommendation 2.1 and 2.2? Thank you. It's carried. Okay, moving on to contract and financial procedure matters. So there is a number of items listed in the report. I'll not go into too much detail on them all, but just briefly, the first recommendation is an addition to an existing scheme in the capital programme of £231,000 for refuse collection vehicles, which are needed to deal with the city's waste. The second item is a contract for the procurement of water and wastewater services. The third item at 4.3, which is really important, is the addition to the capital programme for welfare upgrades and enhancements at our Stores Road depot. It's something I know a number of cabinet members have been pushing on, and also our chief exec has on a number of occasions been pursuing this on behalf of our staff members at Stores Road, to include accessible female toilets and showers. It's shocking, to be honest with you, that we haven't had these facilities in place, but they're absolutely needed, and we're committed to making sure the workplace is as safe as possible for our staff. Upgrading facilities in the male changing area, and then also utilising space for a training facility for briefings and training for our frontline staff, and creation of locker spaces and stuff. Existing capital budgets allow us to make that investment in our biggest and most important asset, which is our staff. At 4.4, there's a technical amendment to the split between council tax and the adult social care elements. It's minor, it's pennies changing, but it's important, it's accurate. So that item deals with that. And then at 4.5, again, another commitment this administration has made to supporting all our libraries across the city. So there's an addition to the capital programme of £120,000 for library equipment. And then finally, there's a delegation for approval and tender contract award of just over £1.75 million for our largest climate change challenge, should I say, for the LEVI scheme. I'm sure Levi, Councillor Swan might want to say a little bit more on that, but it's a commitment we've taken seriously, and we want to make sure we're putting resources into such a priority area. So they're the matters, Cabinet, on today's Contract and Final Matters report. Anybody else want to add anything? I'll start from this end. Councillor Dinser.
Chair, in terms of the facilities at Stores Road. Driving this morning, I saw our street pride operatives emptying bins, and the diversity of men and women doing that job was clear on the streets, and the diversification and the opportunity for all to work in every corner of the City Council's work, which in the past may have been traditionally only male-only areas of work, is evident to see. And this particular initiative to make sure our facilities and support services also match up to the opportunities that have been made available for everybody to be able to use to do all the jobs that are which are in the council, is really good news. It's disappointing it's taken this long for us to do it, but you know, we're glad we're here, and we need to value our workforce, all of our workforce, and this will make sure that our women operatives and the staff working in our Stores Road will get facilities that are the basics and important for all of us to have and be welcome in our workplace. So really welcome this initiative, and that it will land this year under this administration.
Totally agree. Thank you for that, Councillor Lindsay. Councillor Peatfield.
Thank you, Chair. I'm just going to comment on the replacement of the IT equipment in the libraries. This is going to benefit Blaegreaves Library, Mackworth Library, Micklova Library and Normanton. 67 desktop computers and 30 laptops. Some of those were over 10 years old, so it's something that's desperately been needed for some time, and especially will support the programmes that we're hosting and will continue to host and expand on across our libraries, including coding sessions, which are really, really important for young people and the future and their future work. So, you know, this is a very, very welcome investment. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Peatfield. Councillor Swan.
Yes, thank you, Chair. In terms of the Levi funding, I'm really excited about this. I think it brings a lot to Derby. The infrastructure across the city needs to keep pace with the amount of electric cars that people are personally investing in. Certainly in Darley, we were one of the first trailblazers of having a mobility hub. It's already starting to show fruition, and I hope that we'll have the same opportunity for other people across our communities.
Sorry. Okay. Cabinet then, agenda item 9, please, recommendations 2.1 on page 1 through 2.8 on page 2. Can I have a show of hands? That's approved. Thank you. Cabinet, thank you, Karen. Thank you, everybody, for your presence.